All right, so before we finish up and stuff, let's get to some questions of the day. What was I know there was the one that you got asked.
Yeah, I got asked the other day, how do you guys, or how do we deal with anxiety before a fight or a match? I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't. I just go and throw up.
Get that pre tournament shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
No, for real though. Like, I'll go for a run. I'll go for a run right before. I know, like, I'm gonna go. Like, once I weigh in, I go for a run. I kind of walk around and stuff like that. But man, I just go through the motions. Like, if I feel like throwing up, I'm like, all right, let's go throw up then. And then I'll just, if I cry, I cry. If I have my friends there and everything. Mm-hmm. But actually, it's gotten a lot better because I think the last time I competed, Jules had just finished coaching me, but I ended up losing my match. And then I came from the bathroom and I was like kind of upset about it and stuff. And then Min met me out there at some point and he was like, why are you so upset? Like, why are you so worried about like all your matches and stuff? He's like, we're all still going to be here. You're still part of the team. We're still all, nothing changes after this. You either won a medal or you didn't. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
Min is the go-to person to talk to about emotions and stuff.
Right. Exactly.
He's like, don't even worry about it. Go to your next match. And I'm like, okay.
How about yourself, Joe?
So I am a creature of habit.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a creature of habit.
Routine is a big thing.
I wake up in the morning. So this is gonna say. So I compete in the same underwear that I've competed in since.
How many holes it has,
bro? I'm not sure. It's like I'm talking about like since 2017.
Yo,
like
talking about the pre-shits.
I have like my tournament underwear. I wear the same outfit to every. You ever notice when I compete, I have on the exact same thing when I compete. Mm-hmm. So it's the same. I wake up in the morning. I have a series of videos that I watch, but that play in YouTube.
I heard you be watching them hawkers.
Bro, I be watching them hawkers, bro. But it's like, because it's just this thing that like you're looking. You need some level of normalcy.
Yeah.
So if you're in a different city, it's a different opponent, it's different this, it's different that. Your training was different. All these things are different. So for me, the way that I level the anxiety is I go back to the normal. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what's normal, and it's always going to be the same. And I always, take my fingers 2 hours before the match. Like, it's always just this same routine, and that's what helps me. That's what helps me normalize.
Yeah.
Just like speaking, just jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, with anybody, just routine is a big thing. You need to find your routine. For me, I like to get there early, no later than 30 minutes early. Try to get there an hour early, just to be around the environment, you know what I mean? And, depending on how big the venue is, or the event is like that, you just don't let yourself get, shocked of like how, big it is like that, because I know you've said it before when you went to the pyramid and stuff like that. And I mean, like,
it's crazy,
but I'm pretty sure if you like kind of went there an hour before, or probably, or even look what happened the year after, you already been there, and and you hung around, like it wasn't nothing. I've been here, I've done it, like that. Now I'm here to, now it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
So really get yourself just in a routine where you get there early enough, and like just surround yourself with the noise and things like that. Try to get yourself at ease. And I tell you, anybody that if you ask them on the day of, like, oh, well, you're nervous, and like, nah, I'm not nervous. I'm like, they're full. Lying at their fucking ass. You know what I mean? Lying. And I can guarantee you they're gonna have a horrible performance if that's the truth. You know what I mean? Like that. That anxiety and that fear of the unknown and stuff like that. That's what keeps you on your edge, and that's what like really heightens up your spidey senses and stuff like that, so you can perform at a better, like you want a small sense of that. You don't want it to really overpower you like that, where it leaves you paralyzed and then you can't even do nothing, you know, like that. But you know, that really keeps you sharp, you know, like that. So what for me, man, music is a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Like,
For
you
sure.
know,
Big time.
Get, you know, you better like that, like
Get those headphones in.
other than my equipment, like my gi, my belt and stuff like that, my routine underwear that I wear.
Yeah, hey, bro, I do it.
Nah, like,
I do it for
you know,
sure.
other than my gi and my belt, or like, you know, if I'm doing no gi, whatever like that, like nah, like my next thing that going in my thing is my headphones, like, you know, and that shit I charge it the night before, like that, you know. Those are my
to play.
Like that. I need to get on, and then on, you know, like, you know, so I need to get in my zone, you know what I mean? And like, because honestly, that's the reason I go in so early, because I need to find that certain music, that, you know, that genre of music that's gonna get me in the zone.
Because just about to ask you that.
Because maybe one event it may be freaking hip hop and rap. Next event I'm talking about full on metal.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So,
or maybe I'm in, you know, some R&B or something like that, just to, like, you know.
I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. So two things. One, I was just looking it up because it meant a lot to me when I first saw it. Like we're talking about people being nervous. You have to be nervous, because that's what that's how you know, if you're not nervous, if you're not nervous, then you're not prepared.
You perform at a, you know, it's statistically, I really I want to pull up some numbers right now, you know, like that, but you know, freaking no, statistically you're gonna perform a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Fear. I saw this thing that said fear means either forget everything and run, or face everything and rise.
Yes.
Right?
I've heard that.
So I'm always with I believe you need to have it, because that's what's going to keep you from getting your ass kicked.
And then I'll tell you another thing too, you know, that I do. I never, I try to, I never eat anything big. Ever.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I mean? If you're one, you know, I even tell my kids, you know, this, because, you know, they're going to be coming in on a tournament. They're all hopped up on pancakes and eggs and cereal and all this sugary shit like that. Not like, you know, just get a bite, you know what I mean? Like just a small breakfast taco, you know, freaking, you know, some water, something like that, you know, like that, whatever, like, you know, something small where, you know, your stomach is still empty. All right. Because this is another statistical thing that's proven like that. You know, you tell me in the wild, all right, where, you know, let's take you know, the king of the jungle, you know, a lion or a tiger that just finished eating their meal and stuff. What are they doing?
They're sleeping.
Done, tired, comatose. You know what I mean, like that. But when are they performing? When they're fucking
starving,
dead, hungry, tired, like that. You know what I mean?
It's what it is.
The other day, you know, you're going into a combat sport that's super, as primal as it can be, like that. Why do you want to be on a full stomach?
Yeah, and you're full.
I mean?
You're ready to go
like that. Yeah, nah. You know, you need to be you know, all your senses and everything need to be in tune and heightened like that. And you know, having that empty stomach, you know, for sure is gonna do that for you.
So I've been, like we were talking about music. At first, I was, you know, like, okay, this is gonna be my playlist. This is gonna be my playlist. And then I went to one tournament, and I was just my playlist, you know, rap, rock. And I got so amped up, and my heart was beating so hard, I exhausted myself.
Yeah, you know, I have to time those things. Bro,
I backed all the way out. When I'm in the pit, I'm listening to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, bro. I'm listening to classical music. And people are like, what? And I'm like, and I may put on one every now and again, but it's just, you need to be calm. You need to be focused. Like that's what you need to be. Like, you need to be hyped.
I remember one tournament, you know, I went in an hour before before I was stepping on the mat, and then freaking. So I got there, like I stepped on the mat at, you know, I was due to step on the mat at 1 o'clock. So I got there at 12. We didn't even get on the mat until about 3 o'clock, bro. Like 45 minutes of just pacing myself, doing my stretches and getting in the zone like that. And then I just started seeing, you know, cause I was watching the time chart and stuff on the big screen that they had up there. I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I just took a nap. You know what I mean? Like, man, it took me off my game, bro. Like that. You have to time those things.
Yeah.
But you remember we used to do it more than that, though. It wasn't just timing that. It was timing your weight cut so that you came, cut, weighed in, and that you were peaking at 8:30 when your fight was on the card.
Yeah, that's a big thing for sure.
Like it was real. Like, so, you know, so people can do whatever they want to do. You know, man,
what I recommend is, you know, you have to find a routine. Whatever your routine is, you know, do it. I suggest, you know, 30 an hour before your match time, you get there and you settle in, you know, with the environment that you're going to be competing in. You know, music, you know, statistically has been shown, you know, to be a big help and a factor in your performance. The meal that you eat, you know, as well, you know, that's a big thing, for sure. And, you know, I know, like, when I was fighting stuff like that, you know, fighting was just a little bit different because there was more on the line as for money wise and stuff like that. And then the severity of injuries like that. And at a certain point, I love hanging and laughing around, but then you got to kind of like laser focus in.
Yeah, you got to isolate.
So you know, like, you know, being around with your like, I think like all the way up until the time you're in the pit, maybe you can like joke around and like kind of like just ease the tension, you know. But then once you like in the pit, or you know you're about to step out, you know, like that, you know, no. I remember being in the back one time, and I wouldn't say it was Gabe. He was drunk already, and he was cracking jokes and everything.
12 in the afternoon,
and everybody's all laughing and shit because it was like, you know, he was just being stupid and like that. And Saul's like rapping, he was like rapping like Luis's or Adrian's hands in the back and stuff, and you just hears us all just laughing at Gabe and like that. He's like, "You're not even fucking fighting. Get the fuck out of here!" And like everybody like. As soon as that happened, bro, we all just snapped into like fight mode.
It's I go, so like when I go out of town to compete, I get up, I stay within walking distance of the venue, like within like a mile. So I get up, I do my routine, and then I walk to the venue, right? A mile or less. So then I walk to the venue. Then I get there. If I have to coach, then I'll coach first. But then when it's like 30, 45 minutes, an hour before, I'm gearing up, I'm taping, I'm headphones in, and then I'm just walking laps around the venue. Inside, but just walking around the mats, because it's good. You know, all your people are there. Like everybody's there, and that's great, except even though it's a team sport, it's a me sport.
It's time for me to perform.
It's a me sport. So I need to get myself to that place, and maybe in that moment, in that movement, in that walking around, that's when you're thinking, I got to go in. I got to grip my grips first. I got to go. This guy's going to try to pull guard. I got to be ready. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to pass. Don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do that. And that's
visualization.
That's what's going to help your anxiety, because you see yourself. You see yourself doing it. You have to have. And the other thing that's going to help your anxiety is having a fucking plan.
No, that, you know, and big this time. Is one thing that Lynn can, you know, attest to. You know, what's one thing that I asked you right before you get on the mat? Hey, what are you going to do? Are you going to pull guard? Or are you going to go for a takedown?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Every time.
You know, like that. You know, I like as a coach, I need to know that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm going to make sure that you stick to your game plan.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because if you go out there and like, you know, you haven't even told yourself, this is what I want to do. I want to accomplish this pull guard or a takedown. And then to get the roll starting like that, you're going to freak out. You're going to stall out. And guess what? Now the guy got his grips first. He made the move first like that. Because then again, what I always say again, be the first one. All right. Find your grips. Be the first one.
That's where you're getting. That's what helps. It's going to help you. If you don't know what you're going to do, you're going to be more anxious. Because
you're just gonna stall.
You're like, man, spider lap, flying triangle, scissors takedown. What are you, donkey guard? Like, no, I want to do this.
I don't necessarily need to know all the nuances of your game plan as a coach and stuff like that. I just need to know what you're gonna commit to, like that, because in your head you visualize yourself doing it like that to get to your game like that before the other person, like that. And if you don't, it's gonna be very cost effective for you like that.
For sure.
All right. And I saw finishing now. I saw one more other question too. Is you know, I don't know who it was, but like,
I did.
Why
see
are you so
question.
thick?
I did see that question with two C's.
I'm gonna need that shirt now.
All right, question mark.
First of all
right, and then she didn't give me no credit.
I did see that.
She was like, she just put her own
jeans. Like good jeans is what it said.
Good jeans. My mom, my dad gave me these calves. My mom gave me the ass.
From the Peach King himself,
bro.
That was my best friend, and she asked me because she's always yes, it was. I'll show it right now.
Best friend.
Right.
She's always wanted me to shout her out on the podcast. So, Luce, if you're listening, this is your shout out.
Yo, but that, yeah, that's crazy, man.
All right, guys, keep the questions coming, guys, or the comments, or anything like this. This was a great question for sure. Everybody has those anxieties, before fight routines and stuff like that. Don't be ashamed if you're tearing up or over a real roller coaster like that. As long as you can grab a hold of that wheel as soon as you step on the mat, because honestly, as soon as you step on the mat, or like for me when I stepped in the cage, like that, man, it like instantly you just see how fast it just turns, in your head, like, it's just another practice day, or just another role like that. If you can really grab a hold of that wheel like that. If not, man, yeah, for sure you're falling off those tracks, and it's gonna kind of be real hard to get back on track for sure like that. All right, any closing thoughts?
There is one thing that's on YouTube that it's about Mike Tyson walking to the ring, and it's about it's a Mike Tyson motivation. He talks about what was going through his head as he walked to the ring. Watch that.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've heard it multiple times. And,
watch that.
And not to sound like a little bitch or nothing like that, but you know what? That really normalized a lot of stuff for me, because like this dude, for sure, one of the greatest of all times and stuff like that, and knowing that, he was such an emotional wreck and in tears and things like that. This is what he was talking about in what you're in the YouTube that you're talking about like that. I was the same way,
bro. Watch that, bro.
Everything really rushes right there, and that's why I say anybody that says that they're not anxious or they're not nervous or they're not scared or anything like is a fucking liar.
They're lying. They're lying. They're lying.
They're
lying.
You think about one of the most ferocious fighters that ever stepped in the ring, to know that right before he was like minutes before he stepped in that ring, he was an emotional wreck. Like I was the same way a lot of times for my fights. There was not one time, and I fought six professional fights.
One of the most dominant heavyweight fighters in the world.
Freaking like I was always in tears, because I knew this was the difference between me eating and putting gas in my car, paying rent and things like that, or not.
Or the culmination of all the hard work. This is everything that you put in. Like a lot of people don't understand. Okay. A lot of people don't understand that it takes a lot of emotion to be a good fighter.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot of emotion. So when you see a guy who just won a fight and he's crying, or he just lost a fight and he's crying, bro, this is 6 months of like soul dedication that he's put into this 15 minutes.
Like I'll tell you a lot of one thing too, is because it's a big a lot of people can always go at the end of the day be like, oh, you did a great job, not a lot of people ever go into the ring and stuff like that. Like it's past that, what I mean?
Right.
Because what is that I worked this hard and I fell short, and then I'm embarrassed for myself, because I didn't get I didn't get the result we wanted. But then again, freaking it was more past that, and I don't think a lot of fighters would have ever really admit this, and I'll be the first one to admit it, is that I felt embarrassed for my school, my team, my coach, all that. Because I failed myself, but then I failed y'all too.
That's bro.
Because y'all busted y'all ass with me as well, like that, and I didn't come up.
People always be like, you don't have to apologize for them. Like, yeah,
no,
I
do. But I do.
But you just spent. Yeah. For the past 4 or 5 weeks, you spent 6 minutes a Saturday helping me get ready for this.
And honestly, that's what's gonna make you a better fighter. If you're one of those persons, I guarantee you the next person that you have to go against, they're not gonna stand a chance. If you're that type of person and you truly feel that way like that, because it's like you're gonna learn, you're gonna be coachable even more, and you're gonna really focus on your flaws and your mistakes, and you're gonna make sure that not happen. But if you're the one that oh, I'm not scared, I'm not anxious, I'm not any of that stuff, and then you fucking lose, you're gonna probably chalk it up like whatever.
Yeah.
What I mean? I don't care if you wasted your fucking weekends and Saturdays to come train with me, and so what if my coach my coach fucking sucked, he didn't give me the game plan and like that. Matter of fact, I just posted a thing on my stories about blaming coaches and stuff like that, and so but so
but you're always gonna fail if you don't take accountability for what you do.
Right.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself.
Mentality.
At the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself for sure. Your coaches can't fight the fight for you, and your teammates can't do it for you. It's you at the end of the day. For sure.
Yeah.
Like that. All right, guys, this is Eric Valdez with Sweat Equity alongside Jules Johnson and Lynn Lopez. All right, again, like, subscribe, put the notifications on, leave a comment, guys. You know, if you like what we're talking about and want us to answer anything in the future for y'all, like that. All right. Until next time, guys. All right. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. All right, Instagram, SweatEquity_HTX, like that, and we'll see you then. All right.